Good day. Hey, Mike Mata here. We're going to show you coloring rules in Wireshark and how you can use those coloring rules to look for a scan. And in this case, we're going to go back and talk about NMAP. I pulled up the page, the man page, on just the dash SN. So again, this is the no port scan. This is just what's known as the ping scan. And kind of the key here is the default discovery is done dash SN uses an ICMP echo request, a sync to port 443, just an ACK to port 80, and then an ICMP timestamp request. And that's by default and again in administrator mode. If you start NMAP or ZenMap and you're not in the administrator mode, you're the unprivileged user, then really all you'll see in your trace are a sync packet to port 80 and 443 on the target host. So I've started mine running it as administrator, and I'll just show you there. Basically here we're going to do a ping scan to 6552.108.229. We see nmap-sn. Again, there's our no port scan, just a ping scan. We're going to do that and then take a look at what happens in Wireshark when we do that. This is the scan. Again, as the text there said, we see an echo request. In this case, no response found. The sync to port 443, we see two of those. We see just an ACK to port 80 and a timestamp request, a couple of those. And then again a sync ACK to 443, and we get a reset back. And again a couple more retries of those sync ACKs to 443. So again, to make coloring rules in Wireshark, I have a previous video, but I'm going to show you here because I'm also going to give you the filters, the filter strings that I used, and you can use them both as filters. So if you look in my filters, I have a lot of ST security filters. And so for instance, here's one of those security filters, the timestamp flags, where we're looking at ICMP timestamp. We're looking at the IP flags field, and again, that's set to 00, meaning, the don't fragment bit is not set. ICMP type is 13, the timestamp, and then the code field is 0, and then there's even more information in there that you're not seeing. If I go to the coloring rules, under view coloring rules, so I have those same I do with S. So I have the timestamp. There's our flags. 00, ICMP type 13, code 0, and the sequence number is 0, and ICMP 8:4. So starting from the ICMP header, 8 bytes in for a length of 4, basically just null data, 0 zeros, and no data. The second coloring rule, now I made mine red and white. You can make yours any color that you prefer. So again, it's as simple as clicking on, new. It creates a new coloring rule. We'll name it, in this case, since for me it's a security, S-NMAP rule. And I'm just going to basically repeat the same one that I have here. So I'm just going to Control C. I don't want to type all that back in again because I'm lazy. I'm going to copy that out. I'm going to go back to my new rule, put that filter in, and again we see IP.flags equals 0x00. Again, that's looking in the IP header, and ICMP type 13, that's our timestamp, code 0, and the sequence number of 0, and starting at the ICMP header, looking 8 bytes in for length of 4. And while you're typing that in, because I'm sure you're going to be doing that, I want to see if I can't find the spreadsheet that I use. 1 second here. If I can, where that might be, I might have it. Nope, there it is, packet reference guide. Let's open that up. And if we go to ICMP header, some of this may make a little more sense. ICMP header tab. So what we're talking about in that filter is the message type. Again, message type is a 13 timestamp request, and the code is 0. And then counting 8 bytes in. So again, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bytes in starts the data, if you will, that is carried in the ICMP header. You can get this spreadsheet if you would like it from my website, and that is at mnex.biz. If we just jump back here, go to mnex.biz. Maybe it'll pop up. There we go. And the frame header option right there, that's where you can get that frame header spreadsheet that has all that information. So again, back to Wireshark and those coloring rules. It is as simple as, typing in the filter criteria to create that rule. Once you've done that, whoops, I didn't want to hit enter there yet. Once you've done that, let's go back to view coloring rules. So now on our rule here, we can select the background color. We can make it red. We can select, the foreground color, make it white, whatever you want, yellow. And this is now how we create those coloring rules. And they are, evaluated from top down. So I like to keep my TCP, bad TCP analysis and TCP resets first. And in this case, here's our rule there for the timestamp, except now it's going to be in yellow. If I click OK to that, you'll see it changed our timestamp to red and yellow. So that is a short video on how to create coloring rules. Again, I will put that back up for you to see. I'm going to go ahead and delete that one since I already have it. And you can pause the video at this point and go ahead and create your coloring rules if you'd like. And you see I have other ones in there as well. OS fingerprinting using ICMP, a get, an HTTP get with a .ru or China, Russia or China. Not that, we're not going to talk about that. And getting anything with an exe or zip file in it. So there's some other ones that you may want to have in your coloring rule arsenal. Those can also be filters as well that you can apply to any trace. So once again, I hope that video was good for you. Thanks for listening and make it a great day. Bye now.